2 feet of snow, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. A bomb cyclone forming off the coast of the Carolinas within the next 36 hours. And the National Weather Service has already posted blizzard watches for New York City, all of New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and coastal Massachusetts. Today is Saturday, February 21st, 2026, and right now, the most powerful winter storm to threaten the Northeast in years is already in motion. By the end of this report, you will know the exact hour snow begins in your city. You will know when the worst of this hits. You will know whether your commute on Monday morning is possible or whether you should not even attempt it. Not general information. Exact times, exact cities, exact snowfall numbers. Here is the specific promise. Philadelphia, New York City, Long Island, Hartford, Providence, Boston. I am going to give each of you a city-by-city breakdown of exactly when this storm arrives, when it peaks, and what conditions you will face during the Monday morning commute. The national blend of models is showing 12 to 18 inches along the I-95 corridor. The highest resolution model available goes higher, much higher. And the difference between where you live on that corridor versus the immediate coastline will matter enormously for your final total. Stay with me. Here is the important part. The Weather Prediction Center has confirmed a 20 to 50% chance of at least moderate impacts stretching from the central Appalachians through eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, southeastern New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and portions of Massachusetts. That is tens of millions of Americans in the impact zone. The RRFS model, one of the highest resolution forecast tools available, is projecting up to 24 inches of snow for immediate coastal areas along the I-95 corridor. That coastal bullseye includes Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Long Island, Hartford, Providence, Cape Cod, and coastal Boston. The broader corridor consensus from the national blend of models sits at 12 to 18 inches for most of those same cities. The National Weather Service has already issued winter storm watches for all of New Jersey, all of Long Island, southern New York, including New York City, coastal Connecticut, Rhode Island, and reaching up toward Cape Cod. But here is what nobody else is telling you right now. This is not just a snowstorm. The low-pressure system currently targeting the Carolina Outer Banks is forecast to drop to 976 millibars by Monday morning. That qualifies it as a bomb cyclone. A bomb cyclone is defined as a low-pressure system that deepens by 24 millibars or more in a 24-hour period. This one is projected to do exactly that. And when a bomb cyclone sits just offshore of your coastline, it does not just drop snow. It generates wind. It generates surge. It generates conditions that make this event fundamentally different from a standard winter storm. And that is what most forecasters are not emphasizing enough. But first, you need to understand exactly how this machine is being built, and what you are about to hear should absolutely shock you. Right now, at this very moment, a low-pressure system is sitting in the eastern Great Lakes. A separate, more powerful trough is digging across the Rockies. Within the next 24 hours, these two systems feed energy into what will become a rapidly intensifying coastal storm. Think of it like two rivers converging. The resulting current is not double the power, it is exponential. The storm will develop along the Carolina Outer Banks by Sunday morning, February 22nd. Then it explodes. The Gulf of Mexico is wide open for moisture transport, and that moisture stream is being vacuumed directly into the system, aimed at the Northeast. Snow rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour are possible in the heaviest bands during Sunday night into Monday morning. That is not a misprint. 1 to 3 inches per hour, sustained for multiple hours. The combination of that snow rate with the bomb cyclone's wind field creates whiteout conditions. Visibility drops to zero. Snow blows horizontal. Roads become impassable within minutes of the heaviest bands arriving. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. The National Weather Service does not issue blizzard watches for New York City casually. They do not do it unless the science demands it. Here is a question worth thinking about. How many people in the Northeast are actually prepared for this right now? How many will wait until Sunday morning to get supplies, only to find empty shelves and lines wrapping around parking lots? Drop your city and state in the comments right now. Where are you watching from? I will personally reply with your exact local forecast, including when snow starts, when it peaks, and what your totals look like. Hundreds of viewers have already done this in the past few days. Do not wait, type your location now. But the real danger is still ahead, and it arrives at a very specific time. Here is your critical timeline, and this is the information you will not find anywhere else with this level of city-specific detail. Right now, Saturday, February 21st, snow is already falling across upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and western Maine. Albany, Montpelier, Concord, and Portland, Maine are seeing accumulating snow through Saturday night. A few inches, light to moderate. Do not be fooled by this opening act. The main event is still building offshore. Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. A wintry mix of rain and snow begins across southern New England and the mid-Atlantic. Interior Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and western Maryland see snow beginning to fill in. Philadelphia. Your transition from rain to snow begins around noon Sunday. Do not be fooled by the rain in the morning. What follows is dramatic. New York City. Listen carefully. This is important. Your snow transition happens Sunday afternoon, likely between noon and 3 p.m., but the critical window for you is Sunday evening into overnight, between approximately 8 p.m., Sunday and 4 a.m. Monday, the heaviest snow bands move across the 5 boroughs, Long Island, and coastal New Jersey. 1 to 3 inches per hour is possible during this window. Your immediate coastal neighborhoods are in the zone for the highest totals, up to 24 inches according to the RRFS model. Inland areas across the metro will track closer to the 12 to 18-inch consensus range. Boston. Your timeline shifts slightly later. Heavy snow arrives Sunday evening and continues through Monday morning. The peak intensity for coastal Massachusetts, Cape Cod, Providence, and Hartford falls between midnight Sunday and 8 a.m. Monday. Wind gusts along eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island could reach 70 miles per hour during this window, according to storm track models. That is not a winter storm wind. That is a borderline hurricane wind combined with blowing snow and zero visibility. Boston is already running nearly 7 degrees Fahrenheit below its February average this month. This storm lands on a city that has already been pushed to its limit this winter. By Monday afternoon, February 23rd, the system begins to push off the coast and into eastern Canada. Nova Scotia faces blizzard conditions Monday evening into Tuesday morning. Newfoundland gets hit Tuesday, February 24th. But the Monday morning commute for the entire I-95 corridor from Philadelphia to Boston will be paralyzed. But the storm does not stop there. And what happens next for the millions of people actually living inside this impact zone is something you need to hear directly. Picture Monday morning at 5:30 a.m. in New York City. Alarm goes off. You look outside. The streets have disappeared. Somewhere between 12 and 24 inches of snow sits against your front door, depending on exactly where you are on the coast. The wind is still howling. The snow is still blowing. Visibility in some neighborhoods is measured in feet, not blocks. Subway service is disrupted. The Long Island Railroad has suspended operations. Major highways including the Long Island Expressway, the New Jersey Turnpike, and Interstate 95 are either closed or reduced to near impassable ice-packed lanes. This is not a hypothetical scenario. This is what the science is projecting with increasing confidence as of Saturday, February 21st. And remember those numbers: 12 to 18 inches in the National Blend of Models consensus for the I-95 corridor, up to 24 inches in the RRFS model for immediate coastal areas. 70-mile-per-hour gusts along the immediate coast of eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. 1 to 3 inches per hour at peak intensity Sunday overnight into Monday morning. Families with children home from school, elderly residents in apartments who cannot shovel themselves out, commuters who have no choice but to attempt travel in conditions that will be life-threatening in places. Emergency responders trying to reach people with medical needs on roads that plow crews simply cannot keep pace with. This is the human reality of what the next 36 hours holds for the Northeast. Here is the important part. The National Weather Service and the Weather Prediction Center are not issuing these watches and warnings for routine snowstorms. The probability of significant impacts increases closer to the coast in New Jersey and southern New England, specifically because of the overlap of both the snow hazard and the wind hazard occurring simultaneously. Two threats stacking on top of each other. That is what makes this storm genuinely dangerous to human life, not just inconvenient. If you are in the affected area right now, tell me where you are watching from. Comment your city and state below. I am reading every comment and responding with your specific local breakdown. Thousands of people across the Northeast are watching this right now. Do not wait until Sunday morning when it is too late to prepare. Type your location now. But the human story does not end with the snow. The infrastructure consequences of what is coming are substantial, and most people have not thought about what happens after the storm peaks. Here is the important part that affects everyone in the impact zone, even if you are not directly in the heaviest snow band. This is not just a snowstorm. We are looking at blizzard force winds, widespread power outages, coastal flooding, beach erosion, and a complete breakdown of air and ground transportation, all happening simultaneously across one of the most densely populated regions of the United States. 3 compounding disasters hitting at once. Every major Northeast airport faces potential disruption during the Sunday night into Monday morning peak. JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, Logan, and TF Green in Providence. Airlines have already begun issuing travel waivers and preemptive cancellations for Sunday and Monday. If you have travel plans through any of these airports on Sunday or Monday, do not wait to rebook. Do it today while you still can. Power outages are a significant concern. The Weather Prediction Center has stated that if snow totals exceed 6 inches, the weight of wet snow accumulating on trees and power lines could cause scattered outages. In this storm, totals are not projected to stop at 6 inches. They are projected to be 2 to 4 times that in many areas. Localized outages affecting tens of thousands of customers are possible, particularly in suburban New Jersey, Long Island, and coastal New England, where tree canopy is dense and infrastructure is aging. Coastal flooding and beach erosion are also expected along portions of the East Coast as the bomb cyclone drives onshore winds and surge. But here is what most people do not realize. Once 12 to 24 inches of snow falls in an urban environment, the cleanup timeline is not hours, it is days. Boston is having its coldest winter in more than a decade according to current tracking data. The city has been running nearly 7 degrees below its February average for the past week. Fresh 2-foot snowfall on top of an already frozen and snow-packed city is not a manageable inconvenience. It is a multi-day shutdown scenario. What happens next at the government and emergency response level will determine whether the human cost stays manageable. And that response is already underway. Emergency management agencies across the Northeast are activated as of Saturday, February 21st. The National Weather Service has blizzard and winter storm watches posted for New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Winter storm watches and warnings are also in effect across Michigan's Upper Peninsula, northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and portions of Maine from the leading edge of this system. Snowfall rates exceeding 1 inch per hour are forecast in warning areas with ice accumulations possible in some transition zones. Governors across the region are expected to issue state of emergency declarations before Sunday morning. State departments of transportation in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Massachusetts are pre-positioning road salt and plowing equipment. But here is a question that deserves a direct answer. Is pre-positioning equipment enough when a storm is projected to drop snow faster than plow crews can clear it? 1 to 3 inches per hour means that a road cleared at midnight could have 6 additional inches by 2 a.m. The math simply does not work in favor of keeping major arteries passable during the peak of this system. Emergency managers are actively weighing road closure decisions for the Sunday overnight period. The Federal Aviation Administration has coordination underway with major airports in the region. Ground stops and airspace management protocols will be implemented as conditions deteriorate Sunday evening. At the local level, warming centers are being opened across urban areas for residents who may lose power. City officials in New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Providence are urging residents to avoid all unnecessary travel beginning Sunday evening. Before these storms fully arrive, here is your preparation checklist. If you are in the impact zone across New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, or Massachusetts, do these things before Sunday. 1. Stock water, food, and medications for at least 72 hours. 2. Fully charge all electronic devices and prepare backup batteries and flashlights. 3. If you have a generator, test it and fuel it today. 4. Move vehicles away from flood-prone coastal areas. 5. Enable weather alerts on your phone. 6. Do not attempt non-essential travel after Sunday afternoon. The early activation of emergency systems is encouraging, but history shows that pre-storm warnings are consistently underestimated by the public, and this storm is not one to underestimate. Before we get to the bigger picture, there is something in the extended forecast and across the rest of the country that you need to know about right now. This bomb cyclone is not an isolated event. The United States is currently under simultaneous weather assault on multiple fronts, and the scale of what is happening across the country this week is historic by any measure. In the Sierra Nevada, UC Berkeley's Central Sierra Snow Laboratory recorded 111 inches of snowfall over 5 days, the snowiest 5-day period in over 40 years. The only comparable stretches were December 1970 with 113 inches and April 1982 with 118.5 inches. Ski resorts at Palisades Tahoe reported 124 inches for the week. Meanwhile, a second powerful storm is now targeting the Pacific Northwest, with 5 to 6 inches of rain forecast for Seattle, Portland, Eugene, and Medford through Monday morning, February 23rd. A Weather Service meteorologist in Sacramento described the incoming California system as a major storm and urged residents to prepare winter safety kits. In the south-central United States, Oklahoma wildfires have burned 300,000 acres across the Panhandle. The Ranger Road fire in Beaver County alone accounts for 283,000 acres burned across Oklahoma and Kansas, with only 20% containment as of Friday. Governor Kevin Stitt has declared a state of emergency for Beaver, Texas, and Woodward counties. Critical fire weather conditions are expected to return by Tuesday, February 24th, with no appreciable rain in the forecast through midweek. In Los Angeles, residents in neighborhoods scarred by last year's devastating wildfires are under evacuation warnings through Tuesday because of the risk of mud and debris flows from the incoming California storm. Mayor Karen Bass has ordered emergency crews and city departments to prepare for response. This is a nation under simultaneous pressure from a historic blizzard in the Northeast, a record-breaking snow and rain siege on the West Coast, and an active wildfire emergency in the South Central Plains, all happening in the same 72-hour window. Now for the extended outlook. The upper-level pattern across the United States is dominated by a persistent active configuration, and it does not flip quickly. European model data and the GFS model are both independently showing 2 additional clipper systems diving southeast from Canada into the northern United States following this storm. More critically, the pattern around February 26th and 27th shows potential for the polar jet and the subtropical jet to phase together over the eastern United States. If that phasing occurs, the Northeast faces yet another potentially significant snow event in the final days of February, likely targeting interior sections of the region this time. This channel will monitor that closely and will have a dedicated update within the next 72 hours. Looking further ahead, the spring transition from La Niña to neutral ENSO conditions historically correlates with an active severe weather season in the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley during the second half of March. Tornado outbreaks become more likely during that period. A full spring forecast will be released next Friday. Subscribe now so you do not miss either of those updates. Let us recap what we have covered, because you now have information that could directly affect your safety in the next 48 hours. A bomb cyclone is forming off the Carolina coast. It will intensify to 976 millibars by Monday morning, qualifying under the formal definition of a bomb cyclone with a pressure drop of at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. Blizzard and winter storm watches are posted for New York City, all of New Jersey, all of Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and coastal Massachusetts. The national blend of models shows 12 to 18 inches along the I-95 corridor. The RRFS model shows up to 24 inches for immediate coastal areas in the highest impact zone. Wind gusts could reach 70 miles per hour along eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Snow rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour are possible during the Sunday overnight peak. The Monday morning commute for the entire Northeast is at serious risk. Simultaneously, 300,000 acres are burning in Oklahoma with critical fire weather returning by Tuesday. The Sierra Nevada has just recorded its snowiest 5-day stretch in over 40 years, and a major new storm system is about to hit California and the Pacific Northwest. Before you close this video, drop your city and state in the comments right now. Thousands of people across the Northeast and across the country are watching this video today. Tell me where you are, and I will give you the specific local breakdown for your location as this storm develops. Share this video with everyone you know in the affected areas. They need to see this. Do not let someone you care about get caught off guard. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is a historic winter weather event arriving in the next 36 hours for the most densely populated region of the United States. You have been warned. You have the information. What you do with it is up to you. One final question worth leaving you with. In an era of better forecasting tools and more storm data than we have ever had at our fingertips, why do so many Americans still wait until the last hour to prepare for storms exactly like this one?